Hello and welcome to Tarot Arts Anjali. In today's Pick a Deck reading, we're going to look at how can you step closer to your soul purpose. There are three tarot decks in front of you. The first with the blue stone lapis lazuli, the second with the white stone, the moonstone, and third with the purple amethyst crystal. So you can pause, take a minute, meditate if you have to, and pick any of these three piles that you feel drawn to the most, and you can go to the timestamp in the description and I'll see you in your reading. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 1. We're going to look at how can you step closer to your soul purpose. So we have the first card for you, which is the one with number 30 on it. We have the new moon in Sagittarius, which says luck is on your side. We have no need to worry, and we have commitment. So just on the basis of these first few cards that have come out for you, I can sense that a lot of you in pile number 1, you are very close, or you're almost there in your path in terms of what is the best for you in terms of your soul purpose, your soul mission. It seems like you are very aligned to that. There might just be some final hurdles that you have to cross, or maybe the final decision that you have to make to step into something, and you're very closer to achieving that for yourself. The card here, card number 30 with the one, tells me that this is a card of feeling a very true sense of belonging somewhere, feeling as if you've really made the right decision for yourself and everything is almost working out in your favor. And for some of you, pile number 1, it might seem that you are questioning whether what I am doing right now is that for my best and highest good, or is this career path the best for me, is this course the best for me. So if any of these questions are coming up for you, you need to remember that you are aligned, you are on the right path. In our soul purpose, in our soul journey, there are no mistakes that we can make. Every single decision that we take, every single choice that we select, these are all stepping stones towards our highest potential. And even if there are things that might seem like mistakes for us in the moment, these are also contributing towards our growth in a lot of ways. So at the moment, and especially with the angel message here that says no need to worry, it's definitely a very clear sign in terms of how aligned you are, how protected and guarded you are in your soul's journey towards your higher purpose, towards your soul mission. And it also seems like there's, if there are some of you in this pile who are questioning a lot, and there's a lot of anxiety and worry that might be coming up, that is this right for me? Is this going to be the best for me? So, in that case, for your question, Spirit is coming here with a lot of encouragement. Spirit wants to remind you, even your higher self is here to remind you that they are all on your side. They are all here to make sure that you reach your highest potential. All you need to do is to have faith, and to also take the it's almost like, if you've made a decision, then don't hold yourself back. And if you can see in this card, there's this the imagery of the bow and arrow here. So if you have, it's almost like lock your target and aim towards it, and that's it. Leave the result, leave the rest, leave the outcome up to the universe, leave the outcome to whatever is meant to happen. But on your end, it you can only aim towards something once you've locked your target. If you're looking in other directions, or if you're confused, or if you hold yourself back from actually shooting this arrow, then you might, before we even reach the outcome, there's just no possibility of winning there at all, because we're holding ourselves back from taking that action. So I feel that if some of you are in that phase of your life where there's a decision that has to be made, or you're right on the edge of making a decision, so first of all, make a decision, stay true to it. Don't try to especially if there are what if questions that are coming up for you, that what if I had chosen something else, or what if I had maybe taken up some other opportunity in the past, or I had chosen another path. So all these what if questions that are coming up, you need to remind yourself that there are no wrong decisions, there are no wrong paths that we take when we look at our soul journey from a broader perspective. Every single path, every single decision, they are all stepping stones towards our highest growth, towards our highest potential. So just remind yourself that you are pretty much aligned. And especially with the new moon and Sagittarius card here, luck is on your side. I can definitely see that. with this card being present here, you are, there's not only an intuitive sense in within yourself that you know that you are on the right path, but there's also extra support from the universe, from the angels, and your luck, your everything that is working out in your life at the current moment. It almost feels like there's so much of safety and security around you. It might not seem like that, you might still worry, you might still, feel as if you're not protected, but if you go through this journey and later once you look back on this chapter of your life, you'll realize that you actually were protected, and all the right opportunities that were meant to enter your life, all of that happened, all of that entered your life. And um there's also, you need to affirm for yourself that I am in the right place at the right time. I attract the right opportunities. I know no opportunity that is actually meant for me can ever pass me by. And finally, with the new moon in Sagittarius, the specific date that this card refers to is the 13th of December. So, based on whenever you happen to watch this reading, 13th of December could be an important date. Either it could be the date of birth of of you or someone significant in your life, or maybe an important date, an important event around your career journey or career path. So take that message as it resonates. And finally, we also have the angel message here with commitment, with the affirmation on the card that says, I am committed to my vision. So definitely for those of you who have a broader or a deeper vision, or maybe you want to try something a bit unconventional in your career, so there even the angels are coming here with the guidance that if you have a vision, if you have a dream, stay true to it. Remind yourself that if your soul, if you intuitively, if within you you feel really convinced about a path, and if you have high hopes for a dream, for a vision, then the universe is also going to be there to support you on that path, to create the right opportunities around you, obviously as long as you also take the aligned actions and aligned decisions. So the card here also says that when you aim for a vision, and that's exactly what I was also saying here with the new moon and Sagittarius card, this idea of aiming towards something, of like you're looking at the target and you're just with the bow and arrow, you're pointing in that direction. So even the commitment card here says that angel wisdom reminds you that when you aim for a vision without doubt or deviation, it must succeed. So definitely in this path, you have to remind yourself that there is divine protection around you, but at the end of the day, your outcomes will also depend on the actual actions that you are taking. So if there is any doubt, if there are any limiting beliefs, or maybe even other distractions that might be present in your path, so it's time to challenge those. It's time to be very convinced about our vision, so that any doubt, any distraction cannot steer us away from this path. And this card also says to persevere towards your vision, and let every thought, word, and action be directed towards your desired outcome. Nothing is more powerful than the focused energy, and the angels will see the pure light of your commitment, whether it is to a relationship, a piece of work, a journey, or anything else in your life. Remember to ask them for help, and know when you dedicate your intention to the highest good, they will support you. So just remind yourself, just say this out loud to yourself: I am committed to my vision. Whatever dream you have, you are definitely aligned. There is luck on your side. Even the angels are here to remind you that there is no need to worry. And something that can help you take that step closer towards your highest purpose, towards your soul mission, is to have that level of commitment. So you might benefit from setting routines, setting consistent habits that will bring you closer towards that goal of yours. So you could maybe look into books such as Atomic Habits, so create those gradual incremental habits that help you connect with your truest vision, with your truest desires. You could look into other practices that that help you eliminate any limiting beliefs that you might have. So take all those actions that are necessary. The biggest guidance for you here is to have that level of commitment, to help you guide yourself towards the best path, towards the path that is going to benefit you the most. And with that, let's also come to some of the tarot messages, the tarot guidance that we have for you, pile number one. So spirit, what does pile one need to know, and how can they step closer? So we have the Two of Cups. So there's definitely a sense of connecting with your creativity, connecting with your spirituality. We have card number 18 with the Moon. So strong water energy, strong Pisces energy. Another Cups card, the Six of Cups. So stay connected with your dreams, with your visions, with your ideas that you had as a kid, as a child. We have the Two of Wands. So some indication of travel is also present here. And we have the Five of Wands with the back of the energy being deck energy being the Hierophant. So some important zodiac signs that we have in your tarot cards. First of all, with the Hierophant with the back of the deck energy, we have the Taurus sign. That could be of significance. It could be either your sun, moon, or rising signs, or just a significant time period for you, time period where important changes might happen in your career journey, in your soul purpose mission. So these water signs include Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. These could be significant signs or significant time periods. Taurus could be significant. And we also have two wands card, which is the air energy. So Aries, um, sorry, not air, the fire energy with the wands card. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And we also had the new moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius appearing twice. It could be a significant sign, either your zodiac sign or the sign where significant events are happening. The month of December could be of significance to you. But from your tarot cards, we can see, as I was saying with the Two of Cups card, that along with commitment, you also need a sense of deep devotion, deep desire towards your own mission, towards the path that you are on. And there is also a sense of bringing creativity into your career journey, into your soul path and soul mission. And especially, if if for a while things have become very mechanical for you, and you have been approaching your soul purpose, your soul mission in a way of the actual decisions that we have to take, the paths that we have to follow, and it has become very linear, it has become very methodical and very strategic. So their spirit is coming with a guidance that brings some creativity into your journey as well. Bring your heart into this journey, bring this aspect of loving kindness in your approach towards your soul mission, because you need to remind yourself that you can only achieve your highest potential when your heart is also as much as a guiding factor in your journey as other desires, maybe wealth, abundance, happiness, and all of these other things. Your heart also has to play a significant role here. Another book suggestion that comes to mind is A Path of Heart by Jack Confield. So that might be an important book that you might want to read, might want to look at some of the ideas in the book. And something else that can help you step closer to your soul purpose, your soul mission at the moment, is with this moon card. That again is a very strong Pisces energy. And as of now, when I am recording this reading, it's the new moon in Pisces. So if you happen to watch around that time, around the Pisces season, that could be a significant sign, because Pisces is all about stepping closer to our creativity, our intuition, connecting deeper with our subconscious mind, connecting with the energy of what is for our highest good, and making those certain changes, making sure that we are guided by our vision, we are guided by the bigger goal that we have in mind. And that I feel is also very much connected to, you know so far we saw an idea in the cards about a deep vision that you have, a very significant goal that you have in mind. So how can you make sure that you stay connected with that, you take the right decisions to help you reach that point? And I also feel that you might be also getting very strong insights from your own intuition, your higher self might be trying to speak to you through dreams, through certain visions, or maybe synchronicities, signs that are taking place around you. The number two could be significant, the number three could be significant. You might be seeing 222, 333, or various combinations of these numbers, and two and three add up to five. We also have the number five showing up significantly in the reading. So I feel that in your energy pile number one, there's a lot that's happening underneath the surface. And on the surface, it might seem as if things aren't shifting, or you might even question that, am I even moving in the right direction? But the universe is gently nudging you towards the one, or towards that actual path that is going to be the best for your development, for your soul's growth. And it's also like the imagery that I see with this new moon in Sagittarius card is that you know your target deep down, you know where you are headed, but maybe in terms of physically how things are manifesting, things might be a little off center. So there might be a little period of pause, a little period of reflection where things aren't moving too quickly, or things aren't very rapid, things aren't very there's not too many immediate changes that are taking place. And that moment is also necessary for slightly, because with the bow and arrow, even if there's like when you're shooting the arrow, even if there's a millimeter or so of a difference from where you are at, the actual point where the arrow ends up landing could be a couple of meters off. And that's why that slight readjustment is necessary at this point. And again, even though we are talking about readjustments, also remember that even if it's a little off, it's not a it's not like it's not it won't really impact your journey in the sense that it's a huge mistake and you can never recover from it. But it's just about how can we avoid those um either you do the realignment right now, or the realignment happens later once you've gone through that experience. So now the journey is all about at what point do we make that readjustment. And if you pause for a while now, if you allow yourself to reflect now, if you look at the bigger picture now, so that'll just help you, slightly recenter your arrow, or slightly recenter the target towards which you are shooting, so that later on you don't have to go through that entire process of realignment or readjustment once again. And I feel that in this entire reflection period, you have to connect deeper with your heart, you have to connect deeper with what is it that your soul truly desires, what is it that your heart truly desires. There might also be, because we have the card with the number 2 here, we're starting off with the card 2. So you might also be faced with two different choices or multiple choices to choose from in terms of your career, in terms of your soul purpose and mission. And something that will help you make this decision is connecting deeper with your own intuition, and especially with the 6 of cups, connecting deeper with your own inner child, connecting deeper with what were the dreams and visions that you had when you were a kid. And you know um when we are children, in our play, in our the drawings that we make, or the ways that we use our imaginations, the stories that we end up creating, there is a tendency or a leaning towards one or the other path, significant path. And our career later on, our soul purpose might not evolve in that exact manner, but some of those tendencies are present even when we were a kid. So maybe connect back with your childhood experiences, connect back with the dreams and hopes and visions that you had as a kid back then. And it might happen that either because of external circumstances, so I'm just using this as an example, maybe you wanted to be a writer, or maybe you wanted to be an artist, and that's how you expressed yourself as a kid when you were younger. But as you grew up, maybe there was an element of judgment or evaluation that was added to those skills. So it might have affected your self esteem, where you didn't believe in yourself quite enough. So now you need to remind yourself that outside of those judgments, outside of what other people say, how truly connected are you to that aspect of yourself which has been present throughout your journey. So it might happen that some of you might have to reconnect to that aspect of yourself. So pay closer attention to these childhood hopes and dreams that you had. Maybe if there are certain memories that are coming up, and those might help you to align better in terms of your path towards your soul purpose and mission. With the 2 of wands, for some of you, I'm feeling that there could be a change that lies ahead in your journey. I don't see this as a very immediate change, rather a change that comes after a period of some reflection, some thought. And this change might involve maybe traveling somewhere else, maybe slightly adjusting the paths that you are on, moving into. I'm seeing that, for example, I don't see this as a very huge shift in terms of career, rather an adjacent of what you might be doing. So, for example, you might be in a company working with for example, like the data, accounting, something of that sort, but your actual interest lies in your creativity, maybe the way you write. So, even maybe within the same organization, or maybe within the same role that you are playing right now, you might shift into something that's adjacent to that role, which connects you deeper with your own creative spirit. So, Similarly, find out if whether in your current path, in your current journey, in your current profession, or maybe the course that you are doing, if that exact thing doesn't appeal to you that much, maybe there could be something that's just right around the corner, right adjacent to it, which might help you take a better decision. And that's the imagery coming here, even with the bow and arrow, that you are looking in the right general direction, but there might be a slight readjustment that's required. So try to figure out for yourself what that adjustment might be. And in the last half of the reading, we'll also pull out some specific soul purpose cards for any additional guidance for you. So make sure to watch that too. But the final tarot card that we have for you is this Five of Wands, which to me gives a message that um, for those of you who are confused between too many things, or maybe too many things happening at once, or there are too many responsibilities that you have to look after, in that case there is definitely a strong need to have a period of stillness and calmness and silence around you, to be able to better listen to your intuition, to your inner voice, to help you guide better. Because when we are in a period of chaos, when there is so much on our plate, so much going on in our mind, that's when we lack that clarity to see what's right in front of us. So, you know what I was saying, that there might be an adjacent opportunity right around the corner, but because of this clutter and chaos in your mind, you might not be able to see that, or you that option might not seem as accessible to you. So do what your soul, feels best in terms of calming yourself down, in terms of finding those periods of silence for yourself. Maybe for some of you, this childhood hobby, desire, interest could be something that might not translate into an actual soul purpose for you, an actual career for you, but it might come through as something that helps you ground yourself, something that helps you create an outlet for yourself to let this chaos and confusion play out. And maybe through that, you might arrive at some insight for yourself. So maybe, for example, as a kid, you really like to write poems, and even if it wasn't something that you would show to some other people, just only for your sake, you used to write. So now, if you are at a point in your life where there are too many choices, too many decisions to choose from, so in that case, in order to ground yourself, you can connect back with this childhood form of expression. Maybe just start writing, start taking cues from nature, from whatever is around you, and start writing something, start creating something. And maybe through that channel of expression, some insight might come to you that will help you to, first of all, calm yourself and clear this chaos and clutter that might be on your mind. And then you'll figure out that there's an adjacent opportunity that's going to help you connect so much deeper with your soul purpose. And that's just a slight readjustment. So for you, pile number one, I don't see a very big upheaval or not too many conflicts, nothing of that sort, just a slight readjustment that will really help you out a lot. And finally, with the Hierophant card, which is the back of the deck energy, so for some of you, you might really benefit from um, someone like a mentor, a coach, a supervisor, life coach, or just someone in that capacity who can guide you better. It could be a career counselor, could be another professional that, or maybe just some senior in your existing work environment. It could be a colleague, a boss, or someone in that capacity who's going to help you see these other opportunities that are right around the corner, but you might not be seeing them as very accessible to you right now. And with that, I'll come to the final section of this reading, where we're going to pull out some specific messages about specific career journeys, along with certain affirmations that are present. So, Spirit, file number one, what specific messages do we have for file number one? So we have intuitive, investigation, historian, and one final card, please, Spirit. We have banker with emerald. So two of these cards with investigation on it. So you might be in some sort of a career that requires something about researching, something about looking at theories, looking at different trying to uncover something, trying to discover something. With the intuitive first, the investigation card, so the phantom quartz point, the this crystal might be of significance to you. This card here says, do you just know things about people or situations without conscious reasoning? Embrace your intuitive nature. Believe yourself and trust your gut feelings. Look deeper and uncover information to aid yourself or others in restoring clarity and balance. So, some of you might be working with things that are intuitive in nature. It could be intuitive art making, some form of intuitive form of expression, or something like psychic readings, tarot readings, healing, or something or the other that requires your strong intuition. And even if your career isn't directly related to this, I feel that at the point that you are currently, and especially if you we're talking about this choice that has to be made, so to help you make that choice better, you're going to benefit a lot by connecting with your intuition. And the affirmation that we have for you is here. It says, it's easy for me to see beyond the obvious. I am extremely intuitive and perceptive. I am aware of what thoughts, people, or situations need to be realigned in my life. And I feel that the most crucial word in this card is the term realignment. So I feel that something that's going to help you a lot, and especially what I was saying here with all the cups card also that have come up for you, that your strong sense of intuition is going to really help you understand what is that readjustment or realignment that's needed. And I feel that whatever realignment is about to happen in your soul purpose journey, that is very much connected with your heart, connected with your creativity, connected with your intuitive side. The second card that we have is historian with the Kambaba Jasper, and the card here says, are you interested in human history, artifacts, and archaeological sites? Improve your empathy for the present human condition through an understanding of the wisdom of those who once walked on a similar path. Look at belief systems and past situations to uncover awareness of karmic lessons. So, a couple of different messages that are coming with this historian card. Some of you might be actually in professions that are aligned with history, archaeology, or some form of study of the past, study of society, cultures, things that are of significance. Some of you might be interested in maybe studies of religion, civilizations, theosophy, healing practices of the past, or something connected with the past of the human condition. And for others, I feel that this card here talks more about karmic lessons that need to be learned, that need to be mastered. So, especially for those of you, if you are in a situation where there are some blockages related to your career that are coming up, maybe in the path that you truly want to follow, you are not able to find something that will keep you. Stable and independent, or it's not giving you the wealth that you desire. So in that case, connect with this jasper crystal, the Kambaba jasper crystal, and connect with this intuitive knowledge, and also try to discover what could be these karmic lessons that you are mastering. And especially in terms of career, some practices that can help you is providing services, or providing volunteering, volunteering in some capacities, working with people, communities, or maybe donating to charity, and then making sure, or sending out this intention and message to the universe that the good karma that's being generated from this charity might come back to you many many times, come back to you, your family, provide you the wealth, abundance, prosperity, spiritual healing, emotional healing, everything that you're looking for. So I feel that there is some sense of karmic lessons that have to be learned here, that have to be mastered here. But overall, I feel that if you are actually in a career that has something to do with the human condition, or the human journey, the human history and past, then this card can be of significance. And the affirmation that we have on this card here says, experiences from the past empower me. I am connected with powerful ancient wisdom. I understand the origin of repetitive patterns and develop new paths to the divine. So, some of you, and especially with the Six of Cups card that we had right here, so your past, your childhood experiences, maybe there was some, maybe as a kid, or as you were in high school, as you were growing up, there were certain things that you used to like volunteering for, or certain people that you liked working with. And now as you've grown older, maybe your mind has been more occupied with things that will give you financial abundance, safety, security, things like that. But now is the time to connect deeper with what is it that you enjoyed as a kid. Look back to your past for some of these guidance, for some of these messages. Your past might give you an insight about what could be this realignment, this readjustment that is needed in your life. And finally, we have the banker card related to finance with this emerald crystal. So you might benefit from staying connected with the energy of the emerald crystal. This card here says, do you wish to increase your wealth, to obtain more financial security? Trust that you have the ability to be successful and prosperous in a loving and healthy way. simply activate your inner money manager and achieve your goals. So especially for those of you who are in that phase of your journey right now where it's becoming difficult to manage the financial security aspect with also making sure that you are actually enjoying what you do, your heart is in what you are doing, so there might be a slight re-evaluation that's needed, that what matters more to me. Can I forego or can I let go of the joy of my heart and passion for the sake of financial security and abundance, or can I find a realignment or a readjustment in such a manner that I get the financial security but my heart is also in it, my heart feels the joy in whatever it is that I am doing. So that could be that slight readjustment that's needed for you. And finally, the affirmation that we have with this card here says, I am grateful for my understanding of finances and money. I have excellent mathematical skills. I handle money with ease and intelligence. So, all of these habits, all of these things, such as connecting with your intuition, connecting with your past, and also balancing the financial aspect with your heart, especially the green crystal is coming across as very dominant in these energies, so you might benefit from connecting with any green crystal, keeping that around your space, trying to because the green color also represents money, it represents wealth and abundance, and at the same time it also represents our heart chakra, which has to do with our um, how how passionate do we feel about something, how much our heart is into that aspect for ourselves. So, and it's also a very healing crystal, so you might benefit from keeping either the jasper, emerald, or any other green crystal that is more easily available to you, or just connecting with the imagery of these crystals might help you a lot. So that's where I'm going to end your reading pile number 1. I feel that you are definitely very close, or maybe you are in a journey, in an aspect of your journey that is very much aligned with your soul purpose, your soul mission. For some of you, there is a slight readjustment that's needed. The universe is on your side, your higher self is on your side, even luck is on your side, as we saw with the new moon in Sagittarius card. And just, some of these messages have come up here. Try to reflect for yourself that how can that readjustment or that realignment be made more efficient for you. You will benefit from someone that is wiser, someone around you. So don't try to solve every single challenge by yourself. It might seem as if it's all on you to solve, but there are definitely helpful people around you. Your own inner child, your own past self is also an important resource that you have that can help you on this journey. And any confusion, any chaos, try to find any mode of expression for yourself or any other form of grounding for yourself that can help you give that moment of peace. It could be spending time in nature, it could be spending time with your loved ones, it could be connecting with childhood passions and hobbies. So, when you are in that moment of grounding, that's when a lot of these answers will come very clearly to you. And as it is in your reading, there is a strong emphasis of your strong intuitive powers. So, with that, pile number 1, sending you a lot of love, light, and power. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you feel called to do so. I pick regular pick a card readings, and to book a personal reading with me, you can find all the details in the description box below. And I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 2. Let's look at what's going to help you step closer to your soul mission. We have card number 3, the Starborn. We have a new moon, a new start is coming. We have the angel message which says big happy changes, and we have the understanding card. So, what I can see in your reading pile number 2 is that a lot of you, especially with the starborn card being present here, I see that a lot of you in pile number 2 are souls that have a very deep sense of purpose, or you might be someone who is very much aligned with your purpose. You are someone who feels very strongly, who feels very passionately. And sometimes a lot of us have this inner sense of knowing that there is something bigger, something greater that we are meant to do, but sometimes we are not able to find out the exact path or the exact channel to get there, and that can lead to some amount of confusion for us, some amount of chaos, some amount of lack of clarity. And I feel that if you are at that stage in your life where you know that there is maybe your current, the exact, limitations of the current career, your current studies, your current work situation. If you feel a bit restrained by it, I feel that there is something bigger coming. There's something, a new opportunity that is about to enter your life, which is really going to change your perspective about how you view your soul purpose, how you view your mission, and how you are able to understand that even this restrictive setting that you are in currently, that was also placed in your life for a specific reason. It was meant to teach you certain things. And I'm just going to take an example here. So for example, if you feel that your actual bigger purpose is working with communities, providing service, working with people who are needy, working with healing, creativity, anything of that sort, and maybe your exact work situation right now might be completely something unrelated to that, maybe something to do with working in a corporate, working in a business, or something of that sort. So even the current setting that you are in currently was meant to teach you certain skills. It could be even placed in your life to teach you certain values, or maybe even to give you that financial sense of security and stability, so that you can grab that opportunity, that bigger opportunity, whenever it enters your life. So I feel that right now with the Starborn card, I see a sense of untapped potential in this card. I see a sense of um, that the world that we have been living in right now, something that has been nurturing us, something that has been, this safe environment, this comfort zone that we have been living in for so long, it feels that we are right, we are about to step out or outside of it. We're about to break free of this shell and encounter the whole world that is awaiting us. And I feel with the Starborn card, especially with the number 3 being present here, you are at the edge of something greater, something bigger. Things are going to change dramatically for you. I feel a strong rush of changes that are about to enter your energies. And especially with the Starborn card here, it feels as if um, right now, if it feels as if things aren't moving very quickly, that's just because the shell can't break before its time. It has to break from within. It cannot break from external pressure. So instead of your sole purpose or a purpose evolving through external changes, it's happening from within. So from within, there is a sense of needing more clarity, needing more information. And for yourself, maybe the stage that you are in right now, there is a sense of building something concrete for yourself, something a bit more stable, so that you can step outside of that comfort zone in a way that doesn't feel too risky or too challenging for you. And then you would be prepared to encounter this whole world of the actual soul purpose or the mission that you are here to accomplish. With the new moon card here, which clearly says a new start is coming. And definitely, right now, as I am recording this reading, I'm recording this during the new moon in Pisces. So there is a lot of potential of creativity, a lot of potential of connecting with our intuition, connecting with our subconscious mind, listening to our inner guidance. And it feels as if the world is just about to turn in our favor. And there are these, with this card especially, big happy changes that are about to enter our lives. So the new moon period can be sometimes challenging, because it feels during a new moon that things aren't changing on the surface, or things start to feel stagnant. Or maybe a lot of you in this pile might be people who have bursts of motivation. You have these time periods where you feel like changing so many things about your life and journey. You want to start new habits, you want to learn more things, you want to register for more courses, more learnings, things of that sort. But as time progresses, maybe that motivation, it slows down, or you aren't able to be as consistent with your practices, as consistent with your habits. And that might lead you into a phase of low motivation, or feeling as if things aren't working in your favor. So in that case, there is definitely a strong need of reminding yourself that even these phases of stagnancy, these phases of things not moving, are also essential for us, so that you can prepare yourself, for this shell to break, to prepare yourself for this unknown territory that you are about to step into. So make the most out of even this stagnant reflective period in your life as well, knowing that you will again step into that energy where you are being more active, where you are being more productive. So with the moon, there is this message of things evolving in a cyclical pattern. We cannot always be in an high energy state, because that will eventually lead to a phase of burnout. But at the same time, we cannot always remain in that stagnancy as well. Some point or the other, there has to be a change that needs to be made, or there has to be an action that we have to take. So for yourself, try to find out which part of the cycle are you in currently, which part of the cycle do you want to reach, and what are the changes that might be, that you might have to make to enter this process, to enter this path for yourself. The angel message card that we have for you is this card of understanding, with the affirmation that says, I seek an understanding of myself and my life. So I feel a lot of you might be at that phase in your journey where you are looking for some answers, where you are still figuring things out. Some of you might not yet be ready to step outside of this shell yet, and that's okay. That's okay to take your time to figure things out. We And especially, something that's coming very strongly to me in this pile is the sense of timing, is a sense of rush. And maybe for some of you, there might be a sense of comparing your journey with that of others, and maybe thinking that people of my age or my peers, they are so far ahead, or they have things figured out. And if these are thoughts that are coming up for you, then you need to remind yourself that everyone's life evolves at its own pace. They all have their own journey, and our only comparison should be our past self, to look back and see how much have I evolved, how much have I grown. Even if those changes are gradual and incremental, that's still progress, that's still growth. And it might seem as if you haven't grown, you haven't moved from where you were, and it might feel as if you are stuck. But just, even if it's a new insight that you've had, or a new sense of awareness, or a new idea that you might have had about where else can you take your life, even that is growth and progress in itself. So first of all, don't compare yourself to others around you. Remind yourself that your journey is your own, it's unique. And sometimes we might only be able to see other people's blessings and their success, but we might not be able to see what's happening behind the scenes, or the struggles that they might be facing, or maybe some of the things that they are lacking, and they are wishing for those things to be present in your lives, which are very easily and readily available to you. Some things that you might not have been expressing that much gratitude towards. So practices such as gratitude, even a simple thing like before bed every night, writing three things that happened during the day that you're grateful for, or three things about resources that you currently have, things that you have, blessings in your life that you might not have expressed gratitude towards. So that practice might help you a lot. And with the understanding card, the card here also says that your angel guidance is to examine yourself and your current situation in depth, so that you have a clear awareness of the underlying reasons for your challenges and situations. So definitely, if there are difficulties in your path, or if you're feeling that things aren't evolving at the rate that I want, or things just aren't moving very quickly, so just ask yourself that why might these challenges be placed in my path. Are these phases of stagnancy, these phases of being stuck, are they teaching me something? They might just be preparing you to grow and mature, like stay in this comfort zone for as long as you wish, so that when you step outside of it, you are fully ready and prepared to face the unknown territory of the world outside. The card also says here, acquaint yourself with facts about situations and attitudes before you take decisions. Self awareness is a necessary foundation on which to build strong relationships, friendships, and work. So definitely self awareness, reflection, those are coming very strongly in this reading. The card here also says understanding your personality is a basis for understanding your spiritual self and your mission on earth. Ask your angel to help you. Some of you might benefit from looking into the aspect of ray types. So, under theosophy, there are 7 different ray types which might be dominant in us to different extents, to different degrees. I'll share a link in the description where you could find out more about these ray types. But sometimes what happens is there is a particular path that is more aligned with us, but the actual circumstances that we are in right now does not nurture that aspect of ourselves. For example, you might have a very inquisitive, analytical, logical mind, but you are in a situation that calls more of your creativity to it demands more of your creativity to play a role, but that's not your predominant way of functioning. So that might cause a mismatch. Similarly, for others, if you are in a very routine based, very like stepwise, and like you are in a work situation where things have to follow a method, they have to follow a structure, but your innate way of responding is connected more with your intuitive faculties, with your creativity. So that might cause a little bit of um, mismatch for you. It might cause that bit of disappointment for you. So once you truly realize what is that innate capacity within you, and we'll also look more towards that, more about that towards the end of the reading. So make sure to stay for the end. But definitely, I can see here that there is an aspect of self awareness, that the self awareness might be the final piece of this puzzle. That once you figure out for yourself what is it that truly nurtures you, that truly makes you feel the most fulfilled, and once you add that piece to your puzzle of the work, the career, and stepping closer to your soul purpose, things are just going to start flowing so smoothly for you. You will finally be ready to step, to break free from this shell, to break into this new world, then a new start, a new opportunity, something entirely like a new path that is opening up for you. And definitely there is a positive message here with big happy changes that are taking place for you. So with that, let's also come to the tarot cards that we have. So any additional messages that spirit wants to give you about your soul purpose, your, we have the seven of cups. So definitely there is an element of, and I was just talking about the seven rays, so that you might really benefit from checking more about that. We have the page of wands, we have the moon. What other guidance do we have, spirit, for pile number two? We have the devil. What other guidance do we have for pile number two? We have the four of swords, and the back of the deck energy is seven of pentacles. So starting off with the seven of cups card here itself, I feel that there's definitely a strong sense of um choices that are present, or decisions that we have to make, or understanding for ourselves what are we good at, what are our natural skills and talents, what will help us align ourselves better to our soul purpose and soul mission. And I feel that if you are in that decision making phase right now, if you are making that choice, something that you will really benefit from is to align with your passion, align with your creativity. And just because we have what looks like a paintbrush in this card, what looks like, I connect this card with our passions, creativity, something that really keeps us going. So you might benefit from, learning more about the idea of ikigai, of, it talks about how our soul purpose, our purpose is sort of a mix of what we're good at, our natural talents, what the world needs, what can give us money, what keeps us fulfilled. So all of these different factors, they add up to amount to our purpose. And then once we know what that factor is, once we know that purpose, that's when we can take career decisions that will help us reach there faster. So definitely with the imagery of this circle here, and the even the ikigai concept that I mentioned, that also includes a Venn diagram of four circles that intersects at a point. So you might benefit more from learning about it. You might read that book if you wish to. But I definitely feel that you feel, pile number two, you feel like a pile that if you chose any of these options, you might end up excelling at it. And it's not as if there's just one single thing that you are good at which is going to give you success. Rather, it's about which of these different choices are you more aligned to, or it will make you feel more fulfilled as compared to those other options. And for some of you, I feel that aspect might be connected deeper with your creativity, with your passion, with your I feel that you might excel more in something that requires you to be active, rather than maybe just at a desk job, or something where you're not interacting with more people. So you might benefit more from community, working with people, working hands on with certain things, actually creating, building, shaping certain things. With the moon card being present here, I feel that some of you might be at a stage where you are weighing the pros and cons of the situation. You might be currently in a path, maybe that's an academic program, a degree that you are pursuing, a job that you have taken up, and earlier you had convinced yourself that this is my dream, or this is my purpose. But as you have stepped into it, as you have taken a plunge into that, field, into that option, now you're realizing that maybe it isn't what I feel the most connected with. And it might happen that, there is this, the two wolves that we see in the card, the black and the white wolf. So there might be this inner battle that's going on between one versus the other, between, maybe there are some aspects of your current path that are really beneficial. For example, whether it's a degree that you are pursuing, so it might add something to your credentials, it might give you certain kinds of learning, it might even help you create a more um, financially stable, and that, that security for yourself. But on the other hand, a con of that path, or something that's a shadow element of that path, might be that it's leading you to have zero work life balance, or it's not allowing you to rest at all, and it's just, it's leading you to a stage of burnout. So then there is a need to reflect the pros and cons of the paths that you are in. And definitely we cannot have any single option that's completely positive for us, or that won't have any of its shadow elements. But it's more about how do we weigh these things, what matters more to us, what is more of a priority for us. And something that's definitely coming as a very strong sign here is this devil, in terms of, maybe it could be because of conditioning, it could be because of your experiences or certain limiting beliefs that might have developed within you as you have gone through your journey. But something is, it seems as if something is holding you captive, or something which is not allowing you to look at the possibilities that are, that you could avail, look at these other brighter opportunities. So an example that's coming to mind could be that, you carry a belief that it's only a certain kind of a job or a certain kind of a situation that can create safety for you. But maybe that might be a belief that's not entirely true, or that belief might be partially true, whether it has come from conditioning, from your life experiences. So definitely it is true to an extent that, we need financial security, or there is a certain path that makes that more accessible to us. But even with that path, there is no guaranteed certainty that it will always nurture us, or that it will always keep us safe and secure. So in that sense, there is this definitely a need to challenge some of these beliefs that you might be carrying around wealth, around money, around career, around soul purpose and mission. And that little bit of re-evaluation, bit of reflection, especially with the moon card here, is going to help you see your journey in a more clearer way. And especially with the understanding card, we had self-awareness as a very strong theme in this card. And especially with this starborn as well, we saw that there is a deeper potential, there is a bigger world. You can, if you choose to, still be within this shell and really excel at what you are doing and be in that safety. But in terms of the bigger potential that lies in this situation, there is a bigger world out there that is awaiting you. But something that can hold you back from accessing that are your own limiting beliefs, or something that you have convinced yourself that I can only work within this capacity, I cannot explore beyond this, I cannot grow beyond this. So that is a self expectation that has been imposed on you, or maybe a self imposed boundary that you have placed for yourself, and you've convinced yourself that it's not going to be possible for me to break outside of that. But your spirit, your higher self, is coming very strongly to express that you can take that risk, you can step into something bigger, you can take more risks. And especially, with big happy changes, a new start is coming, there is definitely a very strong sense here of breaking free from something, stepping into something deeper, stepping into something bigger for us. But the challenge here lies in terms of how well are you able to resist these temptations of the comfort of the current situation. Like with the four of swords, we see that it feels as if the current situation, or this nest that we are in, it feels like a comfort zone for us, it feels as if this situation is ideal for us. But if you allow yourself to be objective, you will realize that this is not a very comfortable position to be in. We might have convinced ourselves that this is good for us, but there is something bigger, broader, that lies outside of this nest. The nest is this period of a nest is only there to prepare us for what lies ahead. The bird, when it's in the nest, it's not going to be in the nest for its entire life. It's only there to prepare and to nurture itself before it takes flight. So don't convince yourself that your current situation, your current circumstances are the extent, it's like, don't convince yourself that your current situation, like, that is the only thing that you're capable of, and this is the only limitation within which you can grow, because that might be a faulty belief that you are carrying, because there's definitely something bigger out there, something much more beyond the current situation that you are in. And with the back of the deck energy, this Seven of Pentacles, there is a strong sense of making sure that you are grounded, building. So, like, when we talk about building safety and security, it doesn't always have to be in one specific direction, one specific channel, that you break your back over something, you go through that hard work, and that's when you get that security for yourself, and you have to sacrifice all these other things. Yes, that might be true to some extent, but it can also come in a form of grounding ourselves. It can come in a form of nurturing our natural skills and talents over time, so that gradually they can lead us into a position where, like, our natural skills and abilities, they themselves are, we've designed themselves in such a manner that they give us the wealth and the financial stability that we're looking for ourselves. So there is a need to nurture your natural talents, to nurture things that you are innately good at, things that make you feel more grounded. There is a sense of also um looking back. Maybe, you have been on a certain path for so long, so there's also a time to look back. Maybe it's the learning that you've had for a period of time, maybe it's the money that you might have accumulated over a period of time, and that can help you step closer to your soul purpose, or something that's actually meant for your best and highest good. So with that, let's also see look at some very specific messages that are coming forward from these soul purpose cards. And with these cards, so, in these cards there will be some specific career paths that might come up here, some specific gemstones that you need to know of. But at the same time, it doesn't have to mean that those are the only jobs that will be connected with your soul purpose. It just means that in your current situation, what might be some of these skills, some of these traits that you need to align yourself with. So, Spirit, what messages do we have for pile number two, for their soul purpose, for their journeys? We have philanthropist with the rhodonite. We have manufacturer with bismuth. And we have judge with amazonite. So let's go look at all of these cards one by one. So the very first card that we have for you, philanthropist with the rhodonite card. So the card here, it's a symbol of protection. It says, do you enjoy raising money for the welfare of those who are less fortunate? And activate philanthropic actions and notice how infinite supply becomes more available to you. Altruistic efforts improve the well-being of the lives of others as well as your own. So one thing that I want to add on here is, initially when I was pulling out the initial cards for you, so in addition to the starborn card, there was the underworld card that also wanted to appear here, and even the underdog, and that card also talks about people who are less fortunate than us, people who have lesser resources. And now, since the philanthropist card also has appeared in your reading, so some of you might be really connected with working with community, working with people who are less fortunate. It could be in a lot of different capacities, either direct engagement with them, it could be some other services that you're working towards that targets a marginalized section of the population, someone who's a bit more disadvantaged, or maybe a specific cause that you are working with, or just in general, it doesn't have to be your work and career specifically, but maybe something else that you do alongside um, providing services, maybe volunteering in a capacity, working with people who are less fortunate or who have lesser resources as compared to what you possess. So that might be something that can help you take better decisions in the journey that you are in right now, that what is that thing that truly gives you joy. So, in that situation, the actual work or the career that you are pursuing right now, that can become a means to an end. For example, it gives you the financial safety and security to better practice what you feel is your biggest purpose or mission, and one of those things could be working with people who are less fortunate than you. And the affirmation that we have on this card here says, I have plenty of money with plenty to spare. Success is mine through perseverance, endurance, and clear vision. I am grateful for the blessings in my life. So, definitely, and especially what I was also seeing here with the Seven of Pentacles card, that you are growing your wealth gradually, and instead of, a very um, exponential overnight growth, it's something that we've built over time, and that is enough not just for our own selves but also enough to help those who might be in need, or working with people who, as I mentioned, when um sometimes we might feel that, I myself don't have enough, so how can I do service of any kind, or how can I donate to charity? But sometimes a little bit of perspective helps, that even 1% of your wealth or income might be a very big huge amount for someone else who's less fortunate. So are there ways in which you can enter into a state of flow where you are helping those who are needy or who require more resources? So that just sets an intention for the universe. You are yourself entering into a mentality that I have enough, or I have more than enough, that I'm also able to help out others. And when you enter that frequency, that vibration, then the universe also gives back to you many many times. So that just might be something to connect deeper with. Then we also have the manufacturer card here with bismuth, and the card here says, do you see how all the pieces fit together to create something useful? Use an organized approach. All the pieces will fall together with ease. Untraditional approaches will bring a new perspective. Your creations make a better world. So, this is a card for entrepreneurship, and some of you, this might be something that's very directly connected with your career. You might be um, in a job or a career that involves manufacturing, assembling, bringing different pieces together. It could even be in a more academic sense, for example, doing research of some kind that brings different kinds of evidences together, or working with technology, working with how things work. And for some of you, it might not be something that's actually to do with technology or something tangible. It might even be about how do societies work, how do cultures work, how do policies work. So you might be working in that capacity. You're seeing how all of these different things fit together, and using your creations, using your expertise, you are creating a better world. You're making things more accessible for other people. Or for some of you, if your actual career path does not align with manufacturing in any capacity, then this might be a message that you might benefit from bringing other people into your team, or taking advice from someone else who can help you bring all of these different cues together, different pieces together to help you see your own path in a much better way. For example, if you are right now deciding between different career options, different job opportunities, so you might benefit from speaking to a career coach, a life coach, or someone who can give you more guidance about how to bring all these pieces together and to create a more broader understanding for yourself, as we also see with the understanding card. And the affirmation that comes with this card is, I think outside the norm and find creative ways to approach life. The rainbow of light and positive energy expands my consciousness. Creative ideas flow through me on a regular basis, and I bring them into physical reality. So, definitely, creativity as a whole is playing a very very big role in this pile. There is a sense of doing something which is not beyond the conventional, something that is not as traditional. So in your own ways, you might be finding creative solutions to ideas. You might be someone who, whenever there is, maybe if you are in a work capacity, or even with your colleagues, with your batchmates, whatever that might be, you might be the one who brings out really creative ideas whenever there is a brainstorming phase going on. So even for yourself, if there are any ideas that these big ideas that you had in the past about a creative solution, or maybe doing things a bit differently, but so far you've thought that, um, you might be what we saw with the starbound card here, you might be feeling comfortable just within your shell. You have these great ideas, but you're not able to actually manifest them, or you might be feeling that that's too ambitious for me, or I can't do that, I can't bring that into fruition. So those might be some of the limiting beliefs that need to be challenged, because it might happen that the idea that you have in mind could just be the next greatest invention, or it might lead to creative solutions, might help a lot of people. These creative solutions might be connected deeply with something that is benefiting other people as well. And finally, we have the justice related card, the judge card here with the crystal Amazonite. So this card here says, are you impartial and maintain strong ethics and high moral values in all life situations? Honesty and integrity are of utmost importance. Truthful communication is imperative. Speak the truth, know the truth, and live in truth. So, a couple of things that I see with this, the justice card, the judge card here is, maybe some of you, again, as I mentioned, might directly be working with, justice in some capacity in your specific work, profession, or role, or it can be present more of as a value here, that there is a need for more honesty and integrity. This honesty could be towards yourself, that are you being honest to yourself, or are you might be telling yourself that I am not capable of something greater, something beyond this. So is that an objective truth, or is that just being dishonest to yourself, or is are you putting yourself down with these limiting beliefs? So that might be something that you need to remind yourself of. And the truth card, the card about, to speak the truth, know the truth, and live in truth, I feel this also connects with the understanding card here also, because I feel that before we acquire any information from outside, we also need an element of self awareness. We have to first be honest to ourselves, that what do we truly feel we are capable of when we shed all these limiting beliefs and anything that might be holding us back. And when you know the truth, when you know the truth of what you are meant to do, or the potential that you have within you, the capabilities that you have to break free of this shell and to pursue something bigger and greater. So that understanding, that awareness has to happen even before you take any decision to step into something bigger, to step into your true power. And finally, the affirmation that we have with this specific card here says, I listen well and understand what is being communicated. It is easy to discern the truth and set boundaries when necessary. I am wise and compassionate even during stressful situations. So I feel the judge card here, along with the affirmation, it talks about, definitely, the term understand has been repeated here. So I feel that there is there could be some sense of misunderstanding around you, or maybe, there's a path that is meant for you, which is for your best and highest good, but you lack the awareness right now. Or maybe, like, I'll give a very simple example, that you have been following a certain path, you are in a certain field, but there might be a bigger, better opportunity that lies around the corner, but if you don't even know that something like that exists, then that option will never be available to you. So, taking my own example here, I have a background in psychology, and I thought I would be doing something very restricted within the field of psychology itself. But as I explored more, I found out more about expressive arts, more other ways of working in the field of mental health, but through other channels. But if I never opened that up for myself, or if I never allowed myself to explore what else is out there, then that option would have always been closed. It would have been a closed door for me, and I would never be able to access that. So in your own journey, try to also find out, do your own research, and speak to other people who might possess more understanding than you, and they might offer you new solutions, new ideas, new paths maybe that you might have never considered. And that specific path, that, it could be an academic course, it could be a specific kind of learning or something of that sort, which might open more doors for you, and that path might then lead you and tie somehow with your soul purpose and soul mission. So I feel that is something that is coming across as a big blessing for you in this situation. And once that understanding happens, that's when, we definitely have these big happy changes that are entering your energies. And we saw with the new moon cards and all these cards about new beginnings, so letting go of the old version of us, there is also an element of surrendering, element of letting go of control. Maybe there is a very fixed plan or a fixed idea that you've had for yourself, that this is how my journey is going to progress, and maybe um you've convinced yourself so much that that is the only possibility, that everything else has shut itself around you. So it's like, the egg that we saw in the starborn card, which has captured you in the moment. But the moment you allow yourself to see other things, to know other things, to talk to other people who might give you more ideas, so that's when slowly and gradually the strict path that you have created for yourself will start opening up a little bit, but that will involve letting go of control, letting go of some of these beliefs and tendencies that you might have that we see with the devil card. And it might also involve stepping a bit into your own vulnerability, stepping into this unknown and this uncertain territory. So I feel that there is definitely a lot of greatness that awaits you, but there are these certain changes that are yet to be made. There is that comfort zone that you need to step outside of, take that step and take that risk, and there is a whole new world that awaits you. So with that, pile number 2, I'm going to close your reading. Make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you feel called to do so. I post regular pick a card readings, and if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find all the details in the description below. And I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 3. We're going to look at some messages about how you can step closer to your soul purpose. So, we'll start off with some general messages and then we'll also look at some very specific career related guidance coming through from the soul purpose cards. So, with the very first few cards we have card number 31, the heart. And with the first card itself, I feel that the journey that you are in right now with respect to your soul mission, your soul purpose, there is a need to dive deeper into your own heart space. And for some of you, it might have happened that the practical concerns which are surrounding career, job, work, whether you're studying right now, looking for jobs, looking for other things, it almost feels as if there is a cage that has been built around the heart, or we haven't had a chance to connect as deeper with our heart as we would have desired. So if you feel you are in such a situation where you things might be working out for you, things might be working in your favor, but either some specific aspect of your journey it feels that there's a disconnect with the heart. So there's a need to come back to your heart, come back to your purpose. And interestingly, in one of the previous piles, I was also talking about the book which is A Path with Heart by Jack Cornfield. So that could be a book you might want to read. I'll place the link in the description below. But there is definitely a need right now where you know, pile number 3, since this is a general reading, some of you might be at varying stages of identifying your soul purpose, but that one final step that is needed to step even closer to it is to connect with your heart space, is to ask yourself, do you truly, are you fulfilling your passions, are you connecting deeper with what it is that your heart truly desires, are you being honest to your heart's desires? And actually, you know, because we also have the full moon eclipse, the conclusions are within reach. This card coming up here, I'm getting a message that some of you might be at the edge of uncovering something, at the edge of shedding a layer, for example. So, and you know, especially in an eclipse situation, it's like something that is hidden is something it's being concealed, and something is unknown to us which might be coming up to the surface. So for a lot of you, there is, you know, sometimes we are driven by our egos and not our heart. So our ego tells us that we have to design our lives in a specific structure, we have to follow a very specific path, and only then can we become stable, can we become financially safe and secure, and that is the only path to follow. But sometimes that reasoning, whenever that is not grounded in our hearts, it can lead us to make certain decisions which will, in the long term, not keep us as happy. For example, in the moment, your ego might tell you that you have to create a safety net around yourself, and you might say yes to certain jobs, say yes to certain opportunities. But as you keep continuing on that path, and if you don't, later on, if you don't connect back with your heart, there might be a separation that happens where you're working for the sake of working, and you are maybe even getting all the financial security that you're desiring, but on a deeper level it's not fulfilling you. And that is why, you know, if you look at the card here also, there's actually a journey, a boat ride that we see. So it's almost like we are taking a journey back into ourselves, we're taking a journey into, there's also a sense of, you know, this specific symbol here, I see this as the divine spark within us, the divine, the divinity within us, the soul purpose and mission that we have chosen for ourselves, the reason why we took birth, we incarnated in this life. And we are coming very close to that. We're connecting ourselves with that purpose, and all the outside layers or all these things which were holding us back from our truest potentials, those are shedding. And that's why with this card, conclusions are within reach. It's almost like we're about to close one chapter of our career journey and moving into something deeper, something that will help us access our truest potential. And with the imagery of the trees here, the forest, the dark night, all of these visuals, they help me connect with something that is a bit uncertain, something which involves some amount of risk to be taken. And also know that, if you are, for example, considering of making some change in your career, in your work, in your soul mission journey, but you are asking, is this the right time to do that? Am I prepared enough for it? So with that, the angels are coming with a very reassuring, a very affirmative answer which says perfect timing. So right now I feel, especially if you are questioning about making certain changes, evaluating certain things, going in a different direction, maybe there is an idea that you have, a project that you have in mind, some service that you want to provide, something that you want to create, and you've been waiting for the perfect timing. Or, the way that I see this, the perfect timing card being connected with the self-worth card, it almost feels as if one of the things that might be holding you back from grasping this opportunity is feeling as if you're not ready enough for it, or you're not equipped enough for it. Or you might be feeling, for example, if whatever work you do requires some amount of training, and if you have gone through that training, if you have gained certain experience, and yet you feel that there is a lack of competence or you lack certain resources, so then truly examine that belief and ask yourself, that is that actually coming from a place of really lacking resources, or might that be something related to your self-worth, your self-esteem, the way you view your competence? Is that being observed in an objective manner or not? And yes, there might be some things that you still have to build, some resources, some skills that you still have to develop, and you can have that journey alongside where you practice as well as you keep learning more and more. But at least with the perfect timing card, I can see here that at the level that you are at right now, you do have the resources, you do have the skills to step into the next level or step into the next thing. And especially, with the heart card, in the imagery of the boat here at the center, I see two people that are in there together, and for some reason this helps me connect with the idea of our own self perception. And sometimes our self perception might get clouded a bit by, all these self limiting beliefs that we have, or maybe not being able to see our own achievements, our own abilities in a holistic manner. And in those instances, it's really important to have a support system, or to have loved ones around us, whether they are, your personal relationships like your friends, family, even your peers, or it can even be in a professional setting where there's a mentor, supervisor, someone who has observed you in that setting. So they might be able to give you a more holistic view or a holistic perception of who you are as a person, as an individual, and also within that work or that professional capacity. And sometimes those kinds of conversations, those observations from others, those are also very important. They're very necessary to see our own selves from a more holistic lens. And that might be something that you really need right now, something that will help you connect with your own self-worth, your own self-purpose. And with this card, I'll also, the affirmation that we have on this card right here, it says, I am confident and worthwhile. And I'll just read out this card to you. It says, self worth bestows a sense of confidence, expectation of success, and ability to love. Decide on clear boundaries and limits, and firmly decline to let others step over them or manipulate you. You will earn respect. When you value yourself, you become open and friendly, slow to take offense, and quick to forgive. Remind yourself that you are likable and lovable. Do not let others press your buttons. Stand tall and confident. With true self worth, you radiate a golden aura which enfolds others and makes them feel good too. Ask your angel to step into your aura and guide you. So, especially for those of you where there is some element of judgment, of evaluation, assessment related to the work that you're doing, or related to any aspect of your life connected with your soul purpose, and there are these limiting beliefs or questions that are coming up, then am I confident enough, do I have the right amount of skills, or maybe someone else So what I said here, having the right people who can help you see yourself in a more holistic manner. Also be very careful and wary of who are these people whose opinion and advice you're listening to, because there might be some energies around you or some people who are trying to put you down, or someone who is not aligned with what is for your best and truest potential in that setting. So sometimes there is also a need to judge the kind of people that are around us, what are their opinions and advice for us, and how are they impacting our perception of who we are, how we view ourselves, how we see ourselves. And also, yes, there is one element of what others are telling us, what the opinions of other people are, but at the same time, how do we view ourselves, what are our own strengths and capabilities that we're aware of. So at least in this part of the reading, pile number 3, I can sense that there's definitely a need to step deeper into your heart, connect deeper with your purpose and passion, and make sure that your emotional well-being and fulfillment is taken into account in this journey. Then there's definitely some changes, some realignment that's happening, something that is hidden that's coming up to the surface. We're able to see things with a bit more clarity. Conclusions are within reach. So if there have been especially any conflicts that are present in your career journey, in your soul purpose journey, so those conflicts are now being addressed, and those can only be addressed once you have connected with your heart and with your confidence. So if you work with energy, or if you're aware of the functioning of chakras, the heart chakra, the solar plexus chakra, you might benefit from cleansing them, or looking more into meditations that focus on these chakras. And then if there are specific changes that you are planning to make, so now is the perfect timing to bring about those changes into your life, to navigate what are these situations, how do you want to change things around. So definitely there is perfect timing. There is no um you might want to wait till you feel the most equipped, but then you also need to remind yourself that you can start now, and continually you can keep building yourself up more and more. You can start equipping yourself more and more. For example, if you've done your education in some particular field, but you still feel that there are more things that I need to learn, so you can start working, you can start practicing in whatever it is that you do. And alongside, you can remind yourself that if there are some resources that you like lacking, then through the experience you can keep adding on more and more to them. But if you wait till the final moment, or if you wait till you feel fully assured and confident, that might not give you that extensive rich experience that you might gain from just going, or just being with the energy of whatever it is that you do. So with that, let's also look at some additional messages that are present in the tarot cards. So spirit, what messages do we have for pile 3 in their soul purpose journey? What does pile 3 need to know of? We have the ace of coins, or the ace of pentacles, which is definitely a promising sign when we talk about financial situations, new beginnings, new opportunities. We have the hierophant. The Taurus energy is coming up here significantly, and what I was saying earlier with the heart card about needing a mentor, a supervisor, someone who can guide you. Then we have the eight of swords. What other guidance do we have for pile number 3? We have the strength, and one more card, please, Spirit. We have the hermit, and finally we also have the back of the deck energy as the emperor. So in your tarot card, starting off with the messages that we have here, the first card, the ace of coins. So I can definitely sense that there might be a bigger, brighter opportunity just around the corner, or something that you just, if you grab onto it, and first you have to convince yourself that you are capable enough for that, you are equipped enough for that, you have to step into your confidence, and then you might be able to grab onto or say yes to an opportunity which earlier you might have been thinking, this is not like I'm not capable enough for this, or I'm not qualified enough for this. So now once you're grabbing onto that opportunity, you're realizing that there is so much more that you can do, there is so much more that you can offer. And definitely, if you have been thinking about applying for something, or if you are waiting, for example, hearing back from someone or some organization, some institution that you have applied for, the perfect timing along with the ace of coins suggests a positive response that is coming for you. And sometimes, what happens, even if we are equipped enough for something, but our own self-worth is a bit lacking, or we don't feel as confident in ourselves, then those energies might sometimes interfere from that opportunity being made available to us. So before this opportunity even manifests and this energy enters your life, you have to remind yourself of how capable you are. Really say this affirmation out loud to yourself, which we have with the self-worth card, which is I am confident and worthwhile. So remember that there is a lot that you have to offer, there is a lot that you are capable of, a lot of strengths that you have, a lot of skills and resources that you've been building on for so long. And that is also one of your own strengths that you need to connect with the Hierophant. As I was saying, the Taurus sign is coming up here significantly, so either you or someone you know might have the Taurus sun, moon, or rising sign, or the period of Taurus, which is around the month of May, April, May, June. That time period could be of significance to you. Maybe that's when a new opportunity is coming for you, that's when a new resource is coming for you. And even the this specific card and the story, or the story that this card is attached with, there is an imagery of, there is a tool or a resource that is being offered to you, which will help you find the answers that you're looking for. So for example, you find a mentor, a supervisor, someone who maybe gives you a guidance that, oh, you could look into something like this, or there's a course like this, there's a workshop like this which you might really benefit from. Or they might give your referral to someone else for maybe a job opportunity that you're looking for. So there is a lot of connection here about when you truly believe that I am in the right place at the right time, and I attract the right opportunities, the right people who will guide me in my soul journey, in my soul purpose. Then you will find these people around you who will have the exact thing that they offer to you, which is what you need in that moment to step closer to your soul purpose. So I feel that resource, that person is definitely around your energies. You might already know who this person is, and you might benefit from getting in touch with them, or this person might soon be reaching out to you, or you're about to meet this person soon. And with the Eight of Swords, again, as I mentioned with the self-worth card as well, the Eight of Swords is about being trapped, or a feeling of being trapped. But this is not a physical trap, or this is not something external. Rather, it's created by these swords, which is our own mental faculty, our own thoughts, perceptions, limiting beliefs, and the conditioning that we've had, or what are our own beliefs about our own capabilities, our own strengths. So I see the Eight of Swords and the Strength card, coming together, and they're giving a guidance here that there is a need to challenge your own perception about how you see yourself. And there's quite a jump between the Eight of Swords and the Strength card. On one end, we see someone who's scared, a bit timid, who is unable to show the world their real self. They're trying to hide themselves, they're trying to mask themselves. And that might be the situation that you could be in currently, where you are not able to show the world the real you, or you're not able to show people what you're truly capable of, and you might be holding yourself back. But the guidance that comes, or the way that you can challenge this Eight of Swords energy, is by this Strength card, is by stepping into your own power, realizing your own true potential. And interestingly, with the Strength card and this specific imagery here, it talks about holding on or supporting a person through their inner transformation and the changes that they're going through. So yes, there, earlier what I said, that there might be certain things that you're good at, and there might be certain other things that you're yet to learn, that you're yet to master. And once you allow yourself to, you need to exercise compassion towards yourself. You need to know that, okay, based on my current level of experience and understanding, these are the things that I can do, and maybe these are the things that I'm lacking, for which I need further information, I need further training or further support. So how can you balance both of these sides to yourself? And I feel that there is an immense amount of transformation that you are going through right now, and you are almost up leveling in your soul purpose, where right now it feels as if you are more in a learning or a preparatory stage before you fully step into your soul purpose, your soul mission, and something that will make you feel so empowered. And definitely with the Emperor as the back of the deck energy, there is a strong message about you are soon, once you go through these challenges, once you endure this journey, you are truly stepping into your own power. you are realizing how much you are actually capable of. And there is a strong sense of taking charge of your life, taking charge of your situation that I see with this emperor energy. Because so far, and especially with the eight of swords right now, it seems that in terms of self-worth, in terms of this eight of swords energy, there is this energy of not being too sure of ourselves. And once you go through this journey, once you tap into your inner strength, and interestingly, this reading we have so many major arcanas being present here. Three out of your five cards are major arcana, so you are at a very crucial spiritual stage in your evolution of stepping towards your soul mission. And as I was saying, so once you tap into your own inner strength, once you challenge these beliefs that are surrounding you, so you might benefit a lot from affirmations about expressing gratitude towards things that are working right now in your favor, or gratitude about abilities of yours, skills of yours that you're proud of. And as I mentioned, connecting with someone who can offer you another perspective, someone who can be a supportive presence in your life in this journey. And something that I see as a common imagery in the heart as well as the hermit is, this energy of someone who's going inward, someone who is exploring more of their inner journey. So it feels as if maybe so far in your journey you were operating more from a perspective of what did others expect out of you, or what were the social expectations, family expectations, those that were placed on you. And slowly and gradually, as you are stepping into your own strength, you are realizing that yes, there might be certain external responsibilities that you need to respond to, but at the same time you also need to account for what it is that keeps you individually fulfilled and sustained. And yes, there might be some situations where we cannot entirely break free from these other responsibilities or expectations that are placed on us, but could there be a possibility where you also bring in what your heart desires? So maybe there is one specific career path that you follow which gives you the financial security, and it helps you support the people in your life who are dependent on you. But at the same time, there could be other things that you do alongside on this journey, which helps you connect with your own heart, your own passion, your own purpose in a much more deeper way. And I feel that there is, with the hermit energy, there is an inward journey that's going on. You are almost awakening to a new level where you're able to see things in a new perspective. And I see that message being parallel in the full moon eclipse card also, that something is being uncovered, something that was hidden from us is now being revealed, so we are able to see things from a newer perspective. Some of you might also be spiritual in any capacity, so whatever your spiritual beliefs might be, some of you might be connecting deeper with that. You might be meditating more, you might be reflecting on your journey a bit more, you might be trying to understand the deeper purpose and meaning behind why certain things happen for you. Some of you might be working with another spiritual teacher, spiritual guru, or someone who can guide you on this journey, guide you on this path. And I feel with that external support and with your own inner strength, with your own inner reflection, you're going to up level, you're going to step into almost another level of your soul journey. You're adding on an element to your journey, to the path that you are on currently. And finally, with the back of the deck energy, with the emperor card, as I said, you are okay, so in terms of the sign, the Aries sign could be of significance right now as I'm recording. It's the Pisces season that's going on. So Aries around the period of March, that might be significant for you. You might be an Aries sign, or maybe someone around you significant could be an Aries sign. But with the Emperor, there's also a strong sense of stepping into our power, taking leadership, taking charge. And what I was saying earlier with the self-worth card, you might feel that there are certain things that you lack, or there might even be some amount of comparisons that might be present, that my peers or people who are doing similar things as me, they are better at it than I am, or I am lacking certain things. So if those are thoughts that are coming up, you need to remind yourself, what are your own special, like unique talents and gifts that you possess, some things that only you can offer to the world. So again, taking an example of even something like a creative pursuit, being an artist, being a writer of some sort, that yes, there might be people who are better at it than you are. They might have more of a following, more of an audience, but that does not negate the fact that whatever you have to write, whatever you have to create, whatever you have to share with the world, that is entirely unique. That no one else can replicate exactly that. You have had your own experiences, your own journey. There is your own voice, something uniquely yours to share with the world, and no one else can come and mimic that. So identify what it is unique in your journey that you can offer to the people around you, um, that you can offer to the world, which helps you connect with your deeper purpose, and at the same time it might, benefit someone else in any capacity. So those are the energies I feel there is a strong need to connect with. And with that, I'll also use some of these soul purpose gemstone cards. So we look at maybe some specific professions that come here. So now you don't have to follow these specific ones. Maybe in your journey some element of these could be significant for you. There are some affirmations on these cards, along with some gemstones that you can actually have physically around you, or maybe you could meditate on those gemstones. So, Spirit, what are the soul purpose cards? What are the soul purpose guidance that we have for pile number three? We have doctor slash nurse with green tourmaline. We have chef with appetite. One more card, please, Spirit. We have holistic healer with apophyllite. So definitely two healing cards being present here. There is a strong sense of either you are personally involved in a career that involves healing of some capacity. So it could be a medical professional, it could be healing working with an energies, chakras, or it could even be healing in terms of, mental health, emotional issues, counseling, psychology, or coaching of some sort, working with arts, working with any capacity in which you are working directly with other people. You are affecting someone else's well-being. So that could be something that you're actually working with in your career, or as I mentioned, these could also be elements which are needed more of in your current journey right now. Maybe you require healing for your own self in any capacity, so that you can prepare yourself better for this soul mission, for this soul purpose. And we also have the art related card here, which is the chef. So we'll look at these cards one by one. The first card, the doctor slash nurse with the green tourmaline. This card here says, are you called to tend to the health needs of others? It's time to step forward into the selfless and caring act of assisting others with health related needs. Open your heart to both give and receive compassionate assistance. So, if you are someone who is working in a medical professional, in a healing professional of some kind, then remind yourself. So something that's coming to mind right now is the imposter syndrome, and especially in very academically challenging fields it might happen that sometimes this feeling comes up that there are other people who are better at things than us, or feeling as if you yourself are not personally as equipped. So there might be a need to challenge that self-limiting belief, to challenge that imposter syndrome. And something that can really help with that is connecting with your peers, because especially, as I mentioned, in academically challenging situations, maybe your peers could also be experiencing similar feelings. So it might help to talk to them, to talk to your support system, or maybe if there is a mentor, a guide, or supervisor that you have in this journey, they could offer you another perspective. And the affirmation that we have on this card here says, I easily interpret and use the signs in my surroundings. My core is connected with kindness and well being. I am heart centered and a miracle worker. So, definitely, the heart is playing a strong presence here, and especially with the green crystal that we have on this card. We have two green crystals, in fact, coming up for you, and the green color is also connected with the heart chakra. So, there is if you are experiencing burnout in any capacity in your professional, in your academic journey, so there it's time to ask yourself that why have you been pursuing that path, what is it that you want to offer to people, and can you really tend to other people, can you help and heal other people if you haven't looked after your own well-being. So there's definitely a sense to first have enough self-care practices that you can look after yourself, whether that's meditation, journaling, spending time in nature, or any practice that helps you take care of yourself, to honor yourself, and to make sure that you are energized enough to be in a helping capacity, or to be in a capacity where you can offer something to someone else. And as cliche as it may sound, the saying that you have to first fill your own cup before you can pour into others. So you need to recharge your own energies to be able to be an effective healer, an effective practitioner, or even if you are not in any career field related to this specifically, just in general, you need that work life balance, you need that energy of sustaining yourself, of nurturing yourself. Then we have the chef card. Some of you might really enjoy cooking. You might have being a chef as an actual career, or that could just be a grounding activity for you to cook. So this card, the chef card, it has it's an art based profession, art based purpose card with the stone appetite, and the card says, are you fully present during food preparation, or are your thoughts elsewhere? Observe your thoughts and stay in the moment with each vegetable you cut and each meal you prepare. Maintain a grateful attitude for all it took to bring food to your kitchen. So, again, as I mentioned, it might be directly related to a profession where you are cooking in some capacity, working with food, or you might be a homemaker where you enjoy making food in the family, or if you just enjoy making food for yourself. So, being a bit mindful during the process, connecting with that process, connecting with how it's nurturing you, nourishing your soul. And indirectly, you could be working with food in other capacities, like, engineering of some sort that involves working with agriculture, food products, something in that capacity. So just take this message as it resonates. We also have an affirmation here that says, my thought processes are conscious and healthy. I am mindful and present as I create meals. My body metabolizes the food I prepare with ease. I am grateful for all involved in bringing food to my table. So, a couple of messages here. First of all, with the orange card here, which connects to our sacral chakra. So, you might want to connect more with your creativity, both your physical and emotional, mental, spiritual creativity, and your own channel of expression. It might be directly related to food or cooking, or it might be some other artistic expression. So connecting with your sacral chakra is an important message here. There is also a need to be more mindful, so mindfully preparing food, and even if you don't prepare food, just including mindful eating as a practice for yourself, and notice how the changes it brings for you. And finally, one more way of connecting this with your soul purpose could be engaging in acts of service or acts of kindness. Maybe if around you there are places where you can prepare and provide meals in service, cook for other people, work with communities where you are working with people who are hungry and you are providing them meals, or maybe donating to organizations that prepare and provide healthy meals to people who are in need. So those could be some things that you could potentially look into. And finally, we have the holistic healer card with the apophyllite, and this card here says, do you proactively use alternative therapies like aromatherapy, crystal healing, and chakra balancing? Are you a natural hands on healer? Uncover the source of mental, physical, and emotional issues to achieve complete recovery. Cultivate your path of personal growth and focus on achieving spiritual maturity. So, for those of you who are involved in any holistic healing practices, this can just be a further affirmation for you that you are closer to your soul purpose, you are in the right practices. Or some of you might just want to explore any of these healing capacities, healing practices that feel closer to you, that you feel you want to step into. Maybe you've been recently, your higher self might be trying to communicate with you by, maybe you're on Instagram or other social media accounts, and you see certain posts that are coming up about certain topics very repeatedly on your profile. It might be related to some form of healing, and maybe you've been curious about wanting to do a course or some specialization of certain kind. And as I was saying here, the perfect timing along with the ace of pentacles and all of these energies, they are a strong confirmation that if you are looking to either change directions or just do something entirely new, add something to your existing practices, then you might want to look into these alternative healing practices too, or just in general, even if it is not from a perspective of practicing those, but just learning them to heal yourself, to go through your own healing journey, your own recovery, addressing your mental, physical, and emotional issues. And there's also a need to realize that sometimes our question might be related to a specific career or what's happening in my career or when will I get a job opportunity or something of that sort. But sometimes we need to understand that everything is interconnected. If we are not ourselves in a position where we've been catering to our mental, physical and emotional well-being, then even if you do get that job opportunity, will that really create the desirable changes that you're looking for? Or do we need to start from the root level of working towards our own well-being for both, like on all levels, mental, physical, emotional, and also your spiritual well-being. And finally, the affirmation that we have on this card here says, my chakras are balanced. I use tools for natural healing and balance. I understand the source of imbalances and take action to restore balance. So the aspect of balance, of making sure that you are arriving at your own center, at your own sense of balance, that is something to be very mindful of. And maybe you might want to look more into energy healing, working with chakras, and um, through healing, discovering if there are any chakras of yours that might need more cleansing, more energizing, working through those aspects of yourself. So there's definitely an emphasis of healing and an emphasis of your creative expression, of your artistic pursuit. So those are some things that will help you. Either these could be directly connected with your soul purpose, or they might be tools that are needed in this aspect of your journey so that you can deeply, because even if there is your actual soul purpose, even if that's something very entirely different from all of these things, but you can't step into that in your full capacity if you haven't first catered to your own healing, to your own sense of expression, and arriving at what is it that helps you experience a state of balance. So, with that, pile number three, I'm going to end your reading. Remember to connect with your own sense of confidence, your worth, your own strength. Give yourself the time that might be needed to do some inner work. Stay connected with your heart. And if there are changes that are need to be made, there's no, it's never too soon. It's never too late in your journey. At everything that you're doing, it is functioning according to the divine timing. And if you feel that there is an opportunity that I missed out on, or maybe you wanted to learn some particular kind of healing or some particular kind of artistic practice or even cooking, and you feel that now it's too late to do that, so it's never too late. Now is the perfect timing. It's never too late to get into something. If you want to, grab onto a new opportunity, you want to invest into a course of some kind that helps you feel more grounded, you want to maybe sign up for a cooking class, you want to sign up for a healing workshop, so it's never too late to do these things. It is all functioning according to divine timing. And if you feel that some of these challenges or some of these decisions you are unable to make them by yourselves, then fall on to your support system, your mentors, your guides, your supervisors. It might even be a spiritual teacher of some sort. Some of you, I am also getting a strong sign that you might be stepping into some spiritual school of healing, some new spiritual thought that might enhance your journey. So take these messages as they resonate. And with this, I'll close your reading, and make sure to like the video and subscribe to my channel if you feel called to do so. I post regular pick a card readings, and if you want to book a personal reading with me, you can find all the details in the description below. And I'll see you in my next reading. Bye bye.